On the 23rd of May 1901, the Office of the Paris Attorney General received an anonymous letter in which accusations were aimed at a prominent upper-class Poitiers family. The letter read, "Monsieur Attorney General, I have the honour to inform you of an exceptionally serious occurrence. I speak of a spinster who is locked up in Madame Monnier's house, half-starved and living on a putrid litter for the past 25 years. In a word, in her own filth." The Monnier family were a well-respected conservative bourgeoisie family of old noble origin living in the French city of Poitiers. The spinster of whom the letter concerned was Blanche Monnier, a socialite who was well known for her physical beauty that was said to attract many suitors. Blanche was said to have disappeared in 1875 at the age of 26, and whilst no official report of the missing young woman was ever filed, Blanche's mother and brother appeared to publicly mourn her disappearance. Whilst investigating the matter, officers initially had their own misgivings. The family's stellar reputation was beyond reproach. Madame Monnier was well known in Parisian high society for her charity work, and her son Marcel was a respectable lawyer. The police followed through with their obligatory search of the property, not expecting to find much at all. That is, until they noticed a strong, putrid smell permeating from one of the upstairs rooms. Upon further investigation, it seemed that the door had been padlocked shut. This led police to break open the lock and enter the room, unprepared for the true horrors inside. The room itself was pitch black, its one and only window shuttered and covered with a thick curtain. The officers were met with such an immense stench that they broke open a window just to allow some fresh air into the room. As sunlight filled the room, officers slowly began to realise the gravity of the situation. The cause of the stench appeared to be from the rotting scraps of food that littered the floor surrounding a bed to which an emaciated woman was chained. That woman was Blanche Monnier. When officers broke open the window, it would be the first time that Blanche had seen sunlight in over 2 decades. Laying in her own filth, surrounded by vermin and weighing just 55 pounds, Blanche's deplorable conditions were described in one officer's account. The unfortunate woman was lying completely naked on a rotten straw mattress. All around her was formed a sort of crust made from excrement, fragments of meat, vegetables, fish and rotten bread. We also saw oyster shells and bugs running across Mademoiselle Monnier's bed. The air was so unbreathable, the odour given off by the room was so rank that it was impossible for us to stay any longer to proceed with our investigation. Blanche was immediately taken to a hospital whilst her mother and brother were placed under arrest. Although severely malnourished, when Blanche arrived at the hospital, staff observed that she was quite lucid as she remarked how lovely it was to breathe fresh air again. It was at this point Blanche's whole story started to unravel. It turns out that Blanche had found a suitor all those years ago, but unfortunately, her family didn't approve of the older, poor lawyer that Blanche had fallen in love with. She was ordered to break off the relationship by her mother but refused. In retaliation for this, Madame Monnier locked her daughter in a padlocked room in the hopes that she would bend to her will. The years came and went, but Blanche Monnier refused to give in. Even after her love died, she was kept locked in her cell, with only rats and lice for company. Over the course of 25 years, neither her brother nor any of the family servants lifted a finger to help her. They would later claim that they were too terrified of the mistress of the house to risk it. It was never revealed who wrote the notes that triggered Blanche's rescue. One rumour suggests a servant let the family secret slip to her boyfriend, who was so horrified he went straight to the Attorney General. Public outrage was so great that an angry mob formed outside the Monnier house, leading Mademoiselle Monnier to suffer a heart attack. She would die 15 days after her daughter's liberation. Marcel Monnier, Blanche's brother, appeared in court and was initially convicted, but was later acquitted on appeal. He was deemed mentally incapacitated, and although the judge criticised his choices, they found that a duty to rescue did not exist in the penal code at that time with sufficient rule to convict him. After she was released from the room, Monnier continued to suffer from mental health problems. She was diagnosed with various disorders including anorexia, schizophrenia, exhibitionism and coprophilia. This soon led to her admission to a psychiatric hospital, where she died in 1913 in obscurity at the age of 64.